Hey guys, this is Mike Ramos from Your Car Dealer Bond. You are tuned into the Your Car Dealer podcast. Today we've got ChasDre in. Again, we're hitting you guys off today with a little bit. This is part 2 of the happiness is a magnet. This is part 2 of that. Part 2 of 2. And I hope you guys enjoy. Now, the one thing that I keep on stressing is being too optimistic about things is also not good. It's very unhealthy. I think you got to have a healthy balance between being optimistic and being pessimistic. And although that's easy to say, it's hard to actually execute. But I think that's, in general, what we're trying to get to in this particular podcast episode is being a little more optimistic about things, being a little bit more upbeat, not really allowing yourself to be the downer at the party, and to try to be a little bit more of that type of person who's looking to actually be more positive as opposed to negative, right? You want to leave the reservation a little better than you found it, in general. And whether it's a conversation, whether it's you working at the dealership, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's a relationship you're in, you want to kind of, in general, look at things in that light, as if you can bring some kind of a betterment to the situation or to whatever it is that you're getting involved in. If you're a coach, is the team any better for having you around versus not having you around? If you're a parent, is your kid any better off with you in the picture versus not in the picture, and what you've done for them, right? If you're, again, at a dealership, is that dealership any better off, or they got a bunch of baggage now to have to clean up because you hit the dealership, right? And you know, I think you guys get what I'm saying here. But did you leave it better than you got there? And just kind of having an optimistic outlook on things a lot of times is what you need to mentally get over the hump, to get you there, to stay positive, to stay in the game, and then not turn around and want to pack it in and jam. So, part 2, hope you guys enjoy. You guys take care out there.
Got my clients have an option. They take Your Car Dealer Bond, or they find somebody else. I got to keep it competitive. If I had a monopoly out there, guess what? I might treat things a little different.
Right.
I might be treating my clients a little more like students.
True.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
That competition. They're missing competition. There is no competition.
Yeah, they have a monopoly.
That's what happened with the post office. The post office had no competition, so they said like that to everybody who was sending shit, and it didn't go through. Fuck it, got there broken. Fuck it. Now they got FedEx. Now they got UPS.
Yeah.
It's a totally different ball. I was in the UPS store in Fremont, California, on Fremont Boulevard in Dakota, and I was getting something I was getting one of my bonds notarized in our early years when we didn't have a notary. I'm signing all the paperwork. Here comes the mailman. 6 o'clock, he's running in. Mailman goes, I gotta get this shit out today. Please, man, guy, get it out. The UPS guy goes, you're the fucking mailman. You work for the government. He's like, yeah, but we suck at this, man. This stuff has to go out today. Here it is. Here's our account number. Just bill it.
What?
They know how it. Put it this way. Before that time, I never saw a mailman on Sunday. I see a mailman probably once a month on a Sunday delivering shit. Why? Because he ain't doing it for the government. They're contracted now by UPS to do that shit sometimes. Absolutely.
So they need the same thing in the school system.
What happened with the DMV? The DMV said like that with both fingers. All of a sudden, here comes AAA.
Right.
You can get that done now with AAA. There's vehicle registration services that'll let you register your vehicle right there. Now there's a little bit more pressure on the DMV. It's still not cutting into their bottom lines or anything like that. It's still not causing the disruption, but you can see where it's going.
Right,
and you
right.
can see what it takes to get them to kind of acquiesce, to kind of get into
to not
place.
be like, fuck off.
Yeah. Who are you on? Who are you?
We're not doing that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
We're not talking that
It's
shit.
our way or the highway.
Yeah,
you don't like it?
Now you got competition. You got the AAAs, the UPS, the FedEx. Now you got shit. Now what the hell we going to?
Breaking people's shit, throwing it like a fucking soccer,
Right,
football
right.
passes with somebody's priceless items.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, right.
What the hell are you gonna do? You don't have any recourse, and now they have competition. It's the same thing for you like the school district.
That's right.
With your grandmother, she's not only are they monopolizing, but they're brainwashing the people.
Yeah.
Basically, she's brainwashed.
Yeah.
It's because she won't even acknowledge any other argument, even though she knows. I don't want to talk about that. That's because you're an idiot. All this education. No, because that would be exactly what I would say.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
true.
you don't want to acknowledge it because you're an idiot and you know it. And all this education you've been trying to teach, you can't even handle a basic argument about your profession.
That's right.
You cannot handle the truth. So basically, you want someone to lie to you forever. You continue to lie to people forever and say this is the way it's supposed to be just because that's the way it's been done.
Yeah.
That makes you and everybody around you that says that idiots. Just because you monopolize something, you're taking all the money and all the credit and all of this. You got to take responsibility for the fuck ups too.
Yeah.
Because your system fucked up.
Yeah.
And if you don't see that it's fucked up, that means you're an idiot.
Yeah.
That's all. This is not rocket science.
Yeah.
This is not hard. This is ABC. It's not hard to see.
Yeah.
This is not like we're building, quantum physics and going to another gap. No, this is basics.
Yeah.
Right? And they're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Which one are you? I don't want to talk about that. I know you
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
it because you're an idiot. Stop being a dum-dum.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm not a dum-dum. I've got da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, and you're still dumb as a bag of bricks. Because you might have the education, but your schooling is interfering with your education process.
That's right.
And if you're still here, that means you still got shit to do. And you think you've already got it down, which means you might as well be dead.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing this world no service whatsoever if you stop learning and stop bettering yourself. I don't care if I'm 80, 90, 100 years old. If I'm still here, I'm not done.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett is in his 80s. I don't see him talking about, oh, I know everything, da-da-da-da. And he's got more money than everybody here.
Yeah.
Know what he does? He gives it all away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really doing it for that reason. I just like reading 500 pages every morning when I wake up so I can continuously learn.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a significant difference. Just because you're 80, whatever, does not mean that you know more if you stopped learning 40 years ago.
That's right.
And that sounds like what you stopped learning about 45 years ago when,
That's right.
when you started
That's
thinking
right.
that you knew everything more than sixth graders.
Yeah.
It's not hard to be smarter than a sixth grader.
That's right.
That's
Especially when you
not-
got the book, you got the curriculum in front of you.
Right, exactly. And you got all the information in front of you. So it's not like you did anything special.
Yeah.
Your specialness was showing that you could do something for 4 years and get your degree. Okay, I'm not interested in that specialness anymore because that's not really that big a deal. Now you're trying to keep it up there, kind of like we kept CDs or beepers or whatever. We try to keep it there as long as we can.
Yeah,
as long as we can.
yeah.
No, it still works, it's still good.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's get rid of that shit.
Yeah.
That's where she's at.
Yeah.
No, this shit is not good anymore. I don't care I don't care how you try to spin it. And if you don't want to argue with me about the points that I make, then don't bring up nothing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about cake and ice cream,
Yeah.
kids, and grandma shit. How about that?
Yeah.
Let me sit on your lap and tell you what I want for Christmas or something. But I don't want to hear nothing about your little education because, as far as I'm concerned, you're a dum-dum. You stopped learning 45 years ago, which means I'm that much smarter than you. Because everything in the last 45 years, I've been all over it.
Yeah.
I've been reading, I've been listening, I've been, listening to mentors, people teaching, like teachers that are way better than you. Way better, way more successful than you, that never went to fucking college.
Imagine the books that she was reading 45 years ago, how long ago they were actually made. Because back then they were even made longer ago. So it's 10 to 5 years before she was actually taking those courses when they were writing those books.
Exactly.
How antiquated is that information?
Right. Like, that's
So obsolete.
Yeah. So, like, you can't use that information today. The only books I know that were written 100 years ago that are good were written by Napoleon Hill. Those are the only ones I know.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
Because that's it. Outwitting the Devil, the Laws of Success, all of that shit. Napoleon Hill died before I was born. I didn't find this book till I was 40. And it changed my entire life. Now, has she ever read that book? I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. She probably don't even know. She knows who Napoleon Hill is, but she don't know nothing about his book. Because I bet you back then he was too far ahead and everybody, he couldn't even come out with Outwitting the Devil back then because it was so against what everybody believed.
That's right, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people against him.
Yeah, it was a different world.
Yeah, they weren't happy with him doing that. Now he just saw the future. He had vision. He has hero.
Right.
And like I said, I empathize with her because you stopped learning 45 years ago. Because you thought you knew everything. You thought nothing would pass what you knew right then. And that's not how. Every day we're getting better. In the past 40 years, we've grown technology-wise more than we have in the whole history of our being here.
Right.
And you're telling me you stopped learning right before that happened?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, I don't really think you should talk anymore unless someone talks to you.
Yeah.
Raise your hand to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say stuff like that just because that's how I am. Like, you need to raise your hand to talk from now because you don't make no sense. Well, what was the last book you read? I'd ask questions like that. You know, what last book you read? Which one you mean? 30 Days by Russell Brunson? I'm reading that right now. 10X Rule? You know what I mean? Be obsessed or be average. What you want? Like, give me some innovation secret, the presentation secrets, Steve Jobs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm reading from the people that did what I want to do.
Yeah, right.
The books that you're reading in school, I don't know the people that wrote them.
Yeah.
In fact, they're people like you.
Yeah.
No one's really that successful. They just, basically, the books are curriculum. They're not actually books you learn from. You gotta memorize it, take a test, and pass, and get your grade or whatever. Get your degree, get your little piece of paper. I've never been big on those papers. I've got financial consultant degree stuff and all these papers. I don't even know where they're at. I don't give a shit. I'm not hanging them up. I'm not proud of that because I didn't accomplish anything with that.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I'm not finished because I got a degree. I don't care about that freaking degree. I don't care about my diploma. I don't care about none of that shit. What I care about is what am I doing right now to get better than I was yesterday.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
To me, school and all of that is just something structured. Maybe just teach you the basics and babysit your ass until you're 18.
Yeah.
That's what school is. Big ass babysitting.
Yep.
And I'm okay, if that's what it is, but where do you learn the things that you actually need in order to be successful in life? Because you definitely don't learn them in school. She don't fucking know.
And I've noticed that with all the people that I've managed that did go to school and that didn't go to school, I see a difference in their problem-solving ability. The ones that went to school are trying to think back to what they might have read in a book or what one of their professors might have told them. But this other guy that didn't go to school, he doesn't have that to fall back on. All he's looking at is, okay, how do I rationally think about the situation? Give me the X's, give me the O's, give me the information. Let me dive into it.
Right.
And let me make some logical decisions along the way. Let me make some assumptions maybe here and there. Let me deduce some things here.
They have some vision of where it would go.
Where we go here and there.
Yeah,
right?
And they build a...
Now they get an answer.
Right.
Now it's based on something.
Answer. Yeah, it's based on everything that's going on, and they've taken everything into account, not just what the book said.
That's right.
Because the book was written 70 years ago. They don't know nothing that's going on now.
That's right.
They had no idea what was going to go on now. So how could you write about it and learn and teach someone about it?
Right.
You can't. You can't. The books they have in school right now are so far past what I know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I can't help my kids with their homework no more.
Yeah.
We didn't learn that shit when I was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, all that stuff. I'm like, hey, just go get your diploma, do whatever you got to do to get out, and then start your education.
Yeah.
Because said, I think it was Warren Buffett. Was it Warren Buffett that said, don't let your school interfere with your education? I think it was Warren Buffett. or Einstein, one of them.
Yeah.
Somebody great said that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Never let your schooling interfere with your education.
Right.
Because it will. If you get caught up, perfect example is your grandmother, get caught up in that whole mindset of it's only this system is the way that it works, then you're already off with the system. Because there is no system for education. You're always educating. Every single day you're here, you're learning, getting better, reading, seeing what's going on and doing situations better, not making the same mistakes. You should always be getting better. But people are so pessimistic. They have that one mindset. They don't want to go, they're too lazy to learn anything else. So they become negative about everything that you're learning.
Yeah.
Everything that you're doing.
It's a way to discount it a little bit. So
Right.
So now all of a sudden that's the reason I don't need to know about that because we've discounted that. It's not worth this. It's worth this.
To hire you. Like, what the hell? So people, when they're young, never change is what you're saying. Like you're saying that I can do some dumb shit when I'm young. And when I'm older, I can't learn from it. I'm still that dumbass I was 25 years ago. Yeah. That makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm sure you did some dumb shit when you were young. I just wasn't here for it. Whatever it is, you're still an idiot.
Yeah, right.
But for you, it's true.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can't, we're not here to judge. We're here to, I'm not here to tell you how bad you are, you shouldn't be doing this. I'm here to listen and be open to how we can make that work together. Yeah. If you don't want to go to, like, one of my daughters went to college, one of them didn't. I didn't give a shit either way. Yeah. You do what makes you happy. Yeah. Go out there, work hard, be your own boss, get a job, don't get a job, whatever it is you want to do. But be happy doing it. Be positive doing it, and do it with everything you got. And that's all I've been telling them since they were born. One went to college, graduated, the other one's a model, she worked for Sony. Like, they did what they wanted, and they took two completely different paths. Right. Now, if I would have forced it, like I'm sure your grandmother would have done, my grandmother, you both need to go to school. Yeah. Go to college. Right. My younger daughter would have been. Right. She would not. She's like, Dad, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. She's not the school type. She doesn't like. She's more like me. I'm not the school type. Right. I didn't learn the same way as everyone else. Now, I was a little bit slower when I learned, and I still am. But once I get something, I'm better than everyone else at it. Yeah. And that's how she was. She never liked school. She could get stuff, but it would take her a little longer. So the teachers, when she was young, came and said, we might need to put her in a special class because she doesn't learn the same way as everybody else. I was like, no, you're full of shit. You need to teach her different than everybody else. I don't need to put her somewhere else. She knows what the fuck she's doing. She just doesn't learn it the way you're teaching. So teach it to her so that she understands it. And I guarantee you she'll be better than everybody else. They did it, and she was. That was it. I'm like, I'm not moving my daughter. No, nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with her. She probably doesn't like you. Like that's how, like see that's not, you don't have the right vibes. She's not paying no attention. She's very eccentric, creative, and she just has her own mindset. She likes to do what she wants. And I'm like, well, let's go with that. What can we get from that? She's beautiful. She's a model. She works for Sony, and she gets to do all these different things, fly all over the world. If that's what you want, that's what I want for you. Yeah. I don't want you to do what I think you should do. Right. I want you to do what you know you were born to do. Right. That's it. And I'm here to support you. Love you no matter what. And that's what your grandmother was missing. She didn't learn that. Something happened. She was young. Something was missing. Yeah. Something fucked her up. Yeah. Like bad. Yeah. To where it lasted throughout her lifetime and she never got help for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta kind of feel for her. Yeah. That's what I would do. I would just be like, oh. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And when she says dumb stuff, I just be like, oh, that's okay. She's like, get away from me. Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. Like, no, you don't understand. It's okay. I know. Like, I literally wouldn't pay any attention to the stuff, the negative shit. I wouldn't. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Yeah. Like, you're crazy. I would just tell her stuff to really make her think about it, because regardless of whether she listens to you at the moment or not, if you say something that she needs to hear, she's gonna hear it and it's gonna go into her DNA, whether she likes it or not. That's how she got brainwashed. That's how she's brainwashing everybody else, saying over. It says the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Well, one of two things is gonna happen by you doing that. Either I'm gonna become more like you, or you're gonna become more like me. And I'm a fucking beast. Unless you have something good to offer, I am never becoming like you. Yeah. So I guarantee you, whatever you're saying, I'm going to say 10 times more what I'm saying. Because once I decide in my mind that what you're saying is retarded, I will overbearingly beat you down into the ground with my mindset. That's just how I am. And to the point where you don't even know it's happening.
Yeah.
Like you're smiling while I'm beating you up. You're like, he's so funny, he's so crazy, but he's right. You know, I could, like my daughter's grandmother, she's the same way, cuss everybody out, yell at everybody, pick the TV up, throw it at her grandfather. Like she's crazy. Little, like 5'2", but everyone's scared of her. She's yelling, screaming, yelling at her. My daughter's mom one time, she turned and started yelling at me. Looked at the wall, who are you talking to? All right, and I'm 19 at the time, so I'm like a beast. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm young and I ain't got no damn sense. I'm like, but I was smart enough to understand who I was. I had the gift of gab. I was good at communicating. So I was like, do you want me to talk to you? I said, just like that, real quiet. She stopped. No, but I'm like, hey, ho. She said no, right? I said, well then, don't talk to me that way, because what you give out, you're gonna get back, and I'm a lot worse than you. I'm not your family. I don't give a shit what you've done. I don't care how scared everybody is of you. I'm not. I give this respect because I demand respect. He's like, but you're acting like a kid. I'm like, I don't give a shit how I act. I'm a grown-ass man. You got one way to talk to me, and that's the right way. Or it's gonna be some smoke up in this motherfucker. You don't want to deal with me on that. I love you. You don't have to talk to me like that. If I do something wrong, you can just talk to me and I'll say, I'm sorry, and I'll fix it. I promise you, 1,000% of the time. But the minute you start talking to me like you don't got no damn sense, I'm going to treat you like you ain't got no damn sense. And that, uncalled for. You want to do that with them? You can do it to my daughter's mom. You can do all you want to, but you're not going to do it to me. We sat down and talked. After that, you know what she told everybody? Andre's the only one I could talk to in this family. All you motherfuckers is crazy. She go off on that and she said, and she talked like it ever since it's been like that. And nobody understands it. I'm like, because I draw my line in the sand of what you're going to be able to do with me or not. And most people realize the value that I bring since I was very young. And for me at 19 to talk to her that way, and no one in her family or around her has ever talked to her that way. And you should have seen my daughter's mom was like, what's gonna happen? She thought, Hiroshima was gonna happen because nobody talks to Graham like that. Yeah. Oh my God, she got chased dudes down the street with butcher knives, all of this shit. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I came from hell. This is nothing. Carrier yelling and shit. I grew up in that shit. That's nothing. You're not gonna talk to me like that. Once I was able to make that choice, I decide if you're going to be around me and talk. You talk to me like you would like me to talk to you. And I said it. It's calm. I never yelled, raised my voice. She just calmed down immediately, talked to me like normal, and then went back to yelling at everybody. So I think that beating somebody up and delivering it in a way that they actually beating themselves. Because I'm not doing it. All I'm doing is bringing to light what they're doing to themselves. Right. So you're actually, by being that way, you're beating up your own spirit. You're fighting the universe on what you were actually meant to do. Even at 80 whatever years old you are, you've been fighting the universe your whole life. Yeah. Because I know it's been pulling you in a different direction. You start saying things like that, she's going to start looking back on who she really was and what she lost. And I guarantee you tears are going to come down her face. Because she's going to remember things that you know nothing about, that she lost somewhere along the way. All that stuff's going to come up. And that's who you really are. That's who you were meant to be. It's not my fault you didn't do it, but you're still here. So you still got the chance to do it if you want to. Yeah. But I'm not going to put up with this crazy, dumb idiot stuff. You're doing all of this to cover up who you really are, because you don't really want to go down that road because you feel like it's too late. But you're here. Yeah. So it's not too late. Right. You run off men. You ain't been with nobody. Like, our grandfather is an alcoholic because you're crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's his choice. I get it. Yeah. But women can bring out the best or the worst in you.
Sure.
It's all up to you. And if you bring out the worst in me, I will leave you where you stand. And just about every other man will too. We don't have time for that. Look, you bring out my best because that's what you were born to do. I wasn't born, like women, I wasn't born to do that. No, you were born to serve me. You are my woman. You are born just like I was born to serve you. The first thing I say to everyone, how can I serve you? Don't look at it with an ego. This is not about ego and like I'm bigger than you or better. No, that's what we are born. We're born to serve each other and help each other be better. And if you get your ego involved with I got this education and I'm not serving nobody and you're gonna find yourself by yourself for a very long time because we are born. We need each other to serve each other. A man needs a woman to make him feel good before he goes out and tackles this world. If she's not willing to do that, one of my tech guys a long time ago was like, my wife don't wash clothes, I gotta cook my food. I'm like, what the fuck is she there for? What are you married for? You know, what is her purpose?
Yeah.
She does it, we don't really sleep together. I'm like, oh my God. I don't play that shit. Like, if we're married, you're gonna do everything you're supposed to do, or it's gonna be a rough day because they say, happy wife, happy life. Bullshit. Bullshit. Let me walk in that house and not be happy. That whole house is gonna be down. I'm gonna tell you right now, Mike, that's my personality. If my attitude is down, it's your job to get it fucked back up when I walk in. Don't act like you got more of an attitude and you're gonna no, because I don't give a shit. I don't care if you're upset because the laundry was too hard to do. Or you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is, your girlfriend didn't do what you wanted her to do, or you were supposed to go. I don't give a shit about that. I am the king of this castle. Your job is to make sure I'm happy. And my job is to take care of you. That's what I will do. So if I do my job, I fully expect you to do yours. And if you don't want to, shake your ass somewhere else. Get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to waste my time. I only got a little bit of time here, and I'm going to be happy every single minute that I'm here. And if you're not going to add to my happiness, then you're wasting my time. Get the fuck away from me. Please do. Please. No offense, but you need to be around somebody that likes to be negative like you. Yeah. And that's what happened to your grandmother. That's exactly what she's going to be bitter forever. But she needs to be told. Like, I would tell her. I was like, listen, and I'd break it down to her. I know. Don't worry about it. Let's just talk. And I'd break it down to her. I'm like, this is what's going on. You were meant to be extremely special, and you're not. You're trying to be special based on what your mindset of special is. But this universe doesn't have that plan for you. It never did. And you've been fighting it for 80 years. You were born. I don't know what it was when you were a child that you knew you were meant to do. And for some reason you couldn't do it because you didn't have the resources. I get it. It ruined you. I don't know about the parent thing, and I don't know what went on, and whether, how all of that worked, whether there was abuse, or it sounds like a bunch of shit went on when you were young. It was a different time, I get that. But you were born for something else. And because you didn't do that, you fought the universe your whole life, you're miserable now. You're negative. You want everybody to recognize you for the attention that you weren't getting when you were young. Your husband left you. Ran them up, like all of this stuff. You don't see the pattern that you created, and now you're so stuck on I'm educated. If you don't go to college, none of that shit matters. Nobody cares about that, but you. Nobody. Yeah. Like I was born to be happy and make a difference in this world in my own way. Everybody has a different way of making a difference. Everybody's good at something. Nobody's good at everything. So for you not to understand that, you're missing out on so much greatness. So much more that's out there for you simply because you're a pessimistic fucking bitch. Like straight up. And I love you to death, Grandma. I really do. But there's no reason I should have that mindset when it comes to you. Because I have a grandmother that passed away. I love this woman was the epitome of what you are supposed to be as a woman. I loved her more than life itself. I never cried so hard in my life when she passed away. Like never. Like that's how I should think of you. No way I should think of you the way that I do. There's no fucking way. Like when you text, I'm like, what did she say? Yeah. if I got a text from my grandmother that passed away right now, I'd freaking do backflips upside down. I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she was still here, I'd still be going and talking to her, visiting her. I'd have moved her out here, been taking care of her for the rest of her life, simply because of the way she loved. Nothing else. Not her education, not all her accolades that she worked for. She was in the education system. She worked for Down syndrome kids, stuff like that. So none of that mattered to me. The only thing that matters is how much she showed she loved me. And you're missing that. Yeah. You're meant to love the shit out of everybody around you, and you're not loving anybody but yourself. And that's...
I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it. I've never actually heard those words out of her mouth. Not to anybody. I love you, or no.
No, and that's what you're born to do. Yeah. And something happened in your life to change that trajectory. Because I bet she's a great woman.
Yeah.
I bet you. Underneath all of that, if you really pay attention, you could probably see a little twinkle of who she was meant to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And say, oh my goodness, that is like you're so beautiful in that moment. But it's a speck. I never see it.
It shimmers, right?
Yeah, it just comes up. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're like, just go. Yeah, you're like, right. That's your seed. That's your seed of extraordinary. Not this education bullshit you're talking about. Everybody's learning every day. We're evolving. All that. Your seed of extraordinary is in there, and you haven't watered it in 80 years. And it's sitting there waiting for you to water it. And you're sitting here talking about things that the distractions going by instead of focusing on loving the shit out of everybody that loves you. I'm sure her husband loved her to death. You had how many kids? 3?
3. They
had 3 kids, and he left after 3. So he was giving her a chance to fix it. Come on, girl. And finally he was like, you know, fuck this. You're a fucking crazy bitch.
That's my guess.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. I would do the same thing. I'm like, I'm not fixing to put up with this. You can either fix it or I'm out. You ain't going. I could just see her attitude. Well, get the fuck out then. I don't need you. I got Wrong answer. Deuces. You know what I'm saying? But that speck of extraordinary, take away by that ego, that I'm a woman and I'm educated and I got a college degree and all this bullshit. Your grandfather probably doesn't have a college degree, right? Exactly. So she's always putting him down, making him feel worse than he, like he's not a real man because he doesn't have what she believes you need in order to be a man. What the fuck did you marry him for? Because that spark, that speckle inside, that seed inside her told her that was the right thing to do. And he was probably the man for her. But he tried, and she blew it. Just by being what she was attracted to, which was education. She thought, that's going to get me out of this, whatever the situation is. That's going to help me with my family. That's going to give me everything I wanted in life. And it didn't. Because that's not who you really were. And I could, just by what you say, I can tell that she's never been who she really is. And that's why this person is here and not that person. Because she has so much more to offer the world than to teach a bunch of 6th graders one way. And then to be brainwashed to think that's the only way will never, ever, ever, it hasn't worked. She's 80-something years old and she hasn't figured out that it's not going to ever work. I know an 80-year-old woman that is in immaculate shape. She looks like 40. 80. Like works out, body builds, her body is banging. I'm talking banging. I'm like, 80? God damn! Girl! I was like 35 years older. Woo! Wait! You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally how I'm looking at her. I'm like, there ain't nothing that you can't do. If you're still here, you're not done. There's something you're supposed to be doing. Because when you're done, you'll be gone.
Yeah.
But if you're here, I would suggest you start mending these relationships you fucked up. Being whatever it is you thought you were supposed to be. Because I'm telling you right now, as long as you be this fake ass chick that you've been your whole life, nobody's gonna want to fucking deal with you. But when you start changing and start being that person, that loving, wonderful woman that's in there, that seed, and start watering that extraordinary seed that you have, and that comes out, family ain't gonna have no problem going to Hawaii with you, doing whatever it is you want. They're gonna want to be around you, look after you. They know you're gonna die soon, so they're gonna want to. Now they're hoping you die soon. Like, there's a significant difference in that. And if you don't see that and you don't make changes, that's going to be your legacy. That's what you're going to be remembered for. Nothing. Being a fucking mean old fucking, like, better than thou fucking bitch. And nobody likes that. Negative all the time, putting people down, from your husband all the way to all your kids and grandkids. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Oh, I love you more because you went to college. And you might not say that, but that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? How am I love my daughter that went to college more than I love my daughter that didn't? That makes no fucking sense. There's no difference between them. I don't give a shit what y'all do in life. I don't care. That's your decision. You do it. Be safe. If you need me, I'm gonna be there. That's it. You don't choose. I'm gonna. They do. They're better. Kiss my ass. You really think that way? Like, that's exactly what I'm like. You really think that's the way you're supposed to be. In this world that we live in today, you're not a dum-dum. You went to school. You're educated. Let's talk education right now. Real education. Not your schooling. I'm talking about life education. In 80 plus years, you haven't figured out that shit don't work? Who's the fucking idiot, really? Who shouldn't get hired for all of these types of jobs that you got hired for? I guarantee if you went over there with that attitude, they would not hire your motherfucker. They would hire me every single time. Because I'm coachable. I'm teaching you. You think you know everything, but you stopped learning 45 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she be booked up. She'll break down, but she'll go home and think about it. She'll think about it. Like, I was really, and it might take her, might take 5 or 6 conversations like that before she really takes it in.
Yeah. But
to me, if you're able to have that conversation, she's willing to listen, I would. I definitely would. Yeah, it's a good point. Because she doesn't have much time left. So if she can figure out whatever it is and hopefully try to get back to that, I guarantee it will be worth it. Because she will become a different person. A whole day, be like, what happened? Well, you know what happened was I had a little talk with her. You know what I'm saying? I had to go ahead and put it down and let her know what was going on. You know, you're like, cállate, mío.
Man, that's a trip because that's exactly the path she's on, and that's exactly the path that everybody's seeing. Mom, my aunts, brother, sister, they're all seeing this. Even my kids are starting to see it, which is kind of, I don't want them to see, I don't want them to have the same feelings I have, but they see that this is the lady talking to my dad this way, and he seems like he's not saying anything off. You know, he's talking about, I've got a family that I have to think about. I have a business I have to think about. And I can't just make these
Well, see, you're trying to be diplomatic and politically correct at this point. Yeah. For me. Now, a lot of people are like that. I'm very, very, I don't care if my kids, I don't care if the family. If you're doing something dumb, I'm going to tell you right then, right there. No. Like, I wouldn't even explain. Like, I'm not going to explain my reasoning. I demand your respect on the decisions that I make. I'm not asking for it. I don't care. Understand this. I don't care what your opinion is about decisions that I make. If you ask me something, I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to say yes, or I'm going to say no. If I feel like explaining why, I may. If I don't, I may not. But it's all on me. Yeah. I'm saying that don't even make sense. That's not feasible. So no, I'm not going. That would have been it. Yeah. I would have talked to my kids and I told them maybe and hung out like, she want to go to Hawaii. I got school, I got work. And how y'all gonna eat if I don't work? Y'all want to eat or you don't want food no more? Oh, no, Dad, we gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be basic stuff like that. But I would tell her in front of everybody, that doesn't work for me. I'm going to Hawaii. Out of the blue, you just want to take the whole family to Hawaii? Are you paying for it?
She was saying, you know what, I'll pay for some of it. And I said, you know what, it's not necessarily
That's not the point. No, are you going to pay for it as far as what I'm going to lose for going?
Right.
Are you going to take care of my business while I'm gone? Right. Like, and are you going to make it so I actually want to go? Because I don't want to. Like, I got to want to. Now, if it was my grandmother that passed away, I'm going. Yeah. Absolutely, I'm going. Hell yeah. If it was my other grandma, no, I'm not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, your grandma, no, I'm not. You got to make some changes before you can start making requests. And if you don't understand that, you want to continue to stay the way that you are, you're going to die a lonely old woman. You got a little time left. You can make a difference in a lot of people's lives. just by changing a couple things in the way that you think, in your mindset, because everything is not set in stone. What was one way one day can change the next. You got to be able to change with it like water. You got to be able to flow. And you're like a freaking boulder, just stuck there.
Yeah.
Just stuck.
Yeah.
Never going anywhere else but that spot. That boulder's been there for 50 years and it has not moved. You run into it, bang. Run into it, bang. But shit, I don't even have a sledgehammer. I got a freaking jackhammer. Yes. We're going to sprinkle this boulder around the world. How about that? That's what I do to people. You know what I mean? I'm going to take your boulder ass, I'm going to break you down, and I'm going to sprinkle your magic for you. All over because you have extraordinary, and you got to give them that. You got to give her that. You got to give her extraordinary and let her know how awesome she really is. Because I'm sure she knows how much everybody despises the way she is. She knows it. She doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't care.
She says it frequently.
Yeah, she doesn't care. What that means is that she does. That's why she acknowledges it. It's in her mind and she knows it. So she, instead of trying to fix it, she adds fuel to it. Because that's her defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Which is fine, I get that. But until you get it, you can't fix it. And that's why it's so easy for me to see, oh, you need to just be broken down a little bit. You need somebody to come in with a jackhammer and break that boulder that you've built around yourself for so long. And we need to let that little girl out into the world so you can go spread your love and magic all over the people that you have left. And that's what needs to happen. But nobody's come with the jackhammer. You know what I mean? Everybody's just like, I don't want to say nothing. Oh, God, I don't want to deal with this. Oh,
everybody says the same thing. I just don't want to deal with that. So I just kind of like keep it surface.
Right,
Let's talk about muffins and cake and ice cream and all that. And then every once in a while, I get into it with her like that. But it's not what you're talking about. What you're talking about is a lot more constructive than what I'm doing. Because what I'm doing is just, here's my position. Here's why I feel like that.
You're just logical.
And I'm just looking at it just from straight axis. Here's why I'm, and I'm kind of looking at it almost from a corporate position, where this is the way I had to go in there and talk in a corporate environment. Here's why we're making this decision. Here's what the downfalls are. Here's what the upside is. Here's my decision, and here's why. And I'm going about it that way as opposed to kind of leading off with, you really are a sensational person. You're at the point where you could get out if you let yourself out of your own way. You get out of your own way, you could actually.
Yeah, you be on point. Like, you'd be one of the most wonderful people I'd ever known in my life, and you're not. You're the opposite. And there's no reason I should feel this way about you because I genuinely love you.
Yeah.
But you make it hard to love you because you're so set with that boulder mentality.
Yeah.
We're not interested in that. We're interested in innovation and growing and learning together and being better. And I want to show you the things I'm learning. I can't even show you because you don't think they're relevant to anything. And it's relevant to everything that I do in life. But you have to be open to learn just as much as you want your kids that you taught to be open to learn. Yeah. If you're not open like they are, then you shouldn't be teaching. In order to be a teacher, you have to be coachable. You have to be willing to learn in order to give that what you learned back. What you're giving back, what you learned 50 years ago, and that's not learning anymore. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows that before they're 5.
Yeah.
Everything you know, everybody knows before they're 5. That's pretty much how far we've come with technology and learning and our learning curve. Yeah. Kids are so much smarter than when I was young. And we are so much smarter when she was young.
Yeah.
And they don't want to know. I was always top of my class. I'm the valedictorian, whatever. I'm the matriarch, and I'm this and I'm that. You know what happens when you talk about yourself? Nobody wants to hear that shit. Everybody wants to hear when someone else talks about you. So I don't have to talk about myself, because when I walk in, everybody, oh, that's Dre. Hey, Dre, he does this, he did it. You know why? Because I do nothing but give positive vibes to everyone, and I love to that. Everybody. I just try to give back what I got. All the stuff that I got from this life, I just give it back, give it back, give it back. I don't need no ego. If people steal my stuff, I don't care. One of the moms I work with right now, she's always worried about somebody stealing her ideas and stuff. I'm like, you stole the ideas. You didn't get them all by yourself. You heard it from somewhere, put your twist on it, now it's yours, and so you're mad because someone else does the same thing. Doesn't make sense. Every idea we have throughout history has come from before us. every single thing. It's in the energy, it's in the ether, it's in who we are. We keep taking from each other and making it better and bigger. That's all we're doing. So everything is copied from before. You get into this ego like it's mine and I did this and I this and I, and it's not about you. It's about us. It's about we're all one. We're all connected. I didn't do this. You didn't do this. We all did this. I didn't create ChasDre. I didn't create this motivation. I'm just a vessel. We created this. This world created me. This universe created me to do what I'm supposed to do. So I'm thankful, and I'm going to do everything I can to give it back, because ultimately I was talking to Allison and she was like, you know, in the Bible it says it's possible that we asked to be here, to have the parents we have, to live the life we live, and to have everything that we have, to be put in this situation because in our prior life we were we knew we were. And I'm like, what? She's like, it's very possible, but that is very true. Like, and I think something she said was that I have the energy, because energy never dies. So the energy that I have, the personality that I have, the person that I am came from someone. Like in the Bible, he's telling me this, I knew you before you were in the womb. Like, you were here. Your energy was here, and you asked to be put in this situation because you knew you could handle it. The energy that you have, she told me, is of a king. You have the energy, the charisma, the attitude, the love, the positivity, the force of a king. That's what I see when I see you. So if that was really true, you were put in this position to come and do what you need to do, and you figured it out. But most people don't get that because we don't have that recollection. And we don't think that. We think what we see right now, the reality of what we see now, that's all there is. But that's not all there is. There's so much more to it than what we can comprehend. Mm-hmm. We've been given a certain amount to do what we want with to see if we're going to do it. That's cool. But if that is true, then it makes sense. Because I've always wondered why I'm so different than everybody in my family. Why is it that have all of this energy? Why is it I'm so good at all of these different things? Like, why is it I'm able to do so many different things without training? You see what I'm saying? Like, It all just comes natural to me. But if this energy came from that, and that's who I've always been, that's who I'm always going to be. It'll never change. And that's something we all have to realize about our energy and our frequency and our vibration. That's never going to go away. When our bodies are done, that energy and that frequency and vibration is going to go somewhere else. I don't know where, I don't know how, but if that's this same energy that I have, the frequency I'm on and the vibration, came from somewhere and is going somewhere. And what I have to do is prepare it for the next journey. I got to do everything I can to procure it and make it good enough to be ready for the next journey. You know what I mean? Wherever I'm going after that, wherever I came from. So I'm thinking, I'm like, that makes a whole, that like puts in perspective so many things in my life and how things were like light bulbs and how I paid attention and how I saw so many different things and was able to do it. And I was telling one of my people yesterday about how when I'm in a like altercation or a fight, it's never me. Like it's never been, I always like almost like black out. Yeah. And I go into this almost warrior mode. And I don't know where it comes from because it's not something I've been trained on or anything like that. Like I did boxing and martial arts and stuff, but it's nothing like that. It's like literally, it's like I black out, everything goes in slow motion and something takes over. It's not coming from me, this person that I am right now. It's coming from something that's bigger than who I am. And I know that because every single time I've been in an altercation, every single time, didn't matter how big they were, didn't matter how many they were. I've gotten in a fight with 8 dudes and 1. I've gotten in a fight with 3, 4 dudes and put them all in the hospital. And it's just like my daughter's mom, she would see this. She's like, I've never seen anything like that. I'm like, I don't know because they never recorded or anything like that. So I don't even know what it looks like. But I know when I'm in it, it's like nothing's happening. I don't run out of breath. I don't run out of nothing. Like I can't get hit, nothing. I'm just everything. When somebody swings, I'm just like, it's like I'm almost smiling at this. I'm like, is it interesting? You shouldn't have done that. All of that in a split second. These are the things that I'm thinking. And then I'll talk to people. Like, I'll teach them the lesson. I'm like, I'm not doing this because I want to hurt you. I'm doing this to teach you a lesson. And after, I'll go buy them a drink. Like, I've always been like that. I'm like, okay, now you learned the lesson. Are you good? Because usually it's about ego. It's about proving that you're more of a man. I'm not trying to prove I'm more of a man. I am a man, period. The only one I'm trying to be better than is the one I saw in the mirror yesterday. So I don't care about what you're doing to all other men and want to prove that they're bigger, better, stronger, whatever. I don't do that. I don't care about that. I will just protect my kids and my family and my body. Other than that, you can say what you want, do what you want. I'm probably going to outthink you because me outthinking you is so much worse than me putting my hands on you. To me, that'll hurt you way worse because it's going to hit home. So I start like maybe 10, 15 years ago, I just started doing that instead of being so quick to jump and be like, I'm gonna, do this, do it. I just have no desire to hurt anyone, ever. Even my enemies. I'm like, you're getting my best version. What you want? Look, you want to fight. I owe you a drink. And let's go tell the story of how you beat my ass. Let's go. That's me. Like, to me, because I win that way. And now, I think I told you, your enemies always want to hurt for you. So you do that, and that fool that you go buy a drink for will forever be indebted to you because they probably know they probably would have got their ass whipped. You see what I'm saying? They probably know that, but it's like, I'm not really in this for ego. If you need your, like my daughter's mom's boyfriend, when he put his hands on my daughters, and I had to go handle that. Like, I don't need an audience. I don't need a bunch of, because there was a bunch of kids around when it happened. I'll take you to a field. And you need to learn a lesson, and I'm going to teach you. And he just happened to, like, because we're in front of people, he just jumped right there. He's like, we can do this right now. Of course, he's 6'2" and 260. So he was like, I'm a little dude. He thought he was going to, man, it was so bad. I felt bad. It was so, like, I was like, I got to stop. Like, it was bad. I was like, dang, I didn't, are you okay? Like, literally, because I felt bad. But that explains what Allison told me would explain why I'm that way. If I was a king in my past, where this energy came from, then they were warriors. They were the ones that led, which is why they were kings. That led the fights in the villages and all of that. They went first to kill the lions and whatever was, they handled it. That was it. That's their only mentality. I'll go handle it. Either I'm gonna come back or I'm not. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, I got this feeling I always came back. I always handled it because that's how I am now. Like that energy, I'm always afraid. I have the fear, but it doesn't deter me because I also have the determination and understanding that if I'm right, I can't lose. If I'm wrong, I won't win. So if I do something wrong, you ain't gotta fight me. I'm gonna tell you, you're right. My bad. Shoot, I ain't crazy. You can't beat me up. I'll run. I ain't scared to run. You right. I messed up. My bad. I owe you a drink. Let's go. You beat my ass. We'll just tell everybody that. You know what I'm saying? But if you do something like touch my daughters, nothing can, like, hell hath no fury like a man's kids. like you cannot mess with a man's kids. Period. And a man who lets someone mess with their kids is not a man. You know what I mean? Well, I have a few rules. And they're very, very simple, strict, to the point. Don't break them. That's all I ask. My kids, you know what I'm saying? Don't mess with them. They're off limits. You know, my daughter's mom, I don't care if you're with her or whatever, don't touch her. Don't beat her up, don't do none of that stuff, because if she tells me, it's going to be rough for you. But other than that, I don't have any, there's nothing you can do to really get me to that point. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's sit down and talk. What you mean I'm gonna talk to you? Let's do it anyway. Let me buy you a drink. How about that? All right, I'll talk. Give me one of those, Patron. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some, what's that? 17, what is that one?
I know what you're talking about. Is it 1700 or something?
1738, 14, something. Some drink that costs like $100 a shot. They go out there buying that shit. Right, like, all right, I guess it was a rough fight, huh?
Yeah. No, I like it though. Optimism.
Absolutely.
The optimism kind of got us on this original thing of that being the happiness magnet.
Right.
And it being that pessimism can really act as the opposite of that magnet and just can't push you away fast enough.
Right.
Even when these people love you, even when they're the closest people to you, if you're always that Debbie Downer, don't be surprised when some really quality people start fading out of your life. Mm-hmm. When people start to magically get invited, but they don't want to come no more, let that be a light that should be going off for you. If you invite them and they don't come to your house the first or second time, you got to start wondering, am I the Debbie Downer that nobody wants to be around?
Right.
Because as optimism and being optimistic will bring people to you. And I've seen this, where people are optimistic, and all of a sudden there's a fucking group of people are hanging around them. And I used to manage an office in Anaheim, 200 people. And there'd be a few optimistic people, and there'd be 6 fucking people at their desk every time I walked by. I said, what the hell's going on here? We having meetings here? What's happening? Oh no, we just started talking. oh, you again, the happy-go-lucky, optimistic guy, and they're just bringing it. Wow, I know you guys love listening to him. Do me a favor, do this at lunch.
Right. Some work
there'd be 6 people offline, and this would happen. And at the time, I was only interested in productivity.
Right.
I wasn't interested in what the hell are all these people why are they magnetized to this fucking guy or gal that's just spitting nothing but sweet happiness.
That's it.
And that's all they're doing.
Yep. It could be about work, life, anything, and they just love hearing it because they make it sound so good.
I used to walk up and, what the fuck are you guys talking about again? This is the 6th time this month. What are you guys talking about again? Like, we weren't really talking about anything. Then why are you guys been here for the last 10 minutes? I've been watching you guys from my office. What are you guys doing? Like, we weren't really talking about anything. What the fuck's going on? I could never figure it out. But you brought some light to this situation here. Because now I get what they were all doing. All you people from McGraw Insurance that were out there fucking around, out there congregating outside somebody's desk, I get it now. My bad, shit. I was wrong. I owe you a drink.
Exactly. That's so funny.
That's you nailed it with exactly why it happens, exactly what happens, exactly the effect it has on people, and then the negative effect it has on people when you're the opposite. So what he's bringing to the table here is a way to optimize your own life, right? Because how are you going to optimize your business or go and be a good manager, a good leader? You're going to be walking around like the matriarch. We're talking about that you're the leader and that you need to be followed. But that's not the way it goes. If you are a leader that people want to follow,
you don't have to tell anybody.
This guy didn't have to ring the cowbell saying, "Come around my desk. I'm socking him knowledge right now. I'm dishing out sweetness. Come on down." No, they just fucking flocked. They just went. Nobody had to say shit. They remembered the day before how they made him feel, how that person made that person feel.
Yep.
That emotion. Once you strike that emotion, I've heard this. They buy on emotion and then they justify with logic. They bought in on that emotion that they made that person tap into. And now every day they're going back and justifying, I just need to talk to him for a few minutes, Mike. I might be there for a few minutes, Mike. Don't worry about us, though. All right, you're set. Go do your thing. Go get emotionally charged.
Exactly. I mean, that's so important, especially for the workplace. A lot of companies, even Steve Jobs, they didn't build their company based on systems and doing it a certain way. They wanted people that were happy, that presented optimism, that created innovative ideas, that were open to doing new things, to let their creative juices flow. You can't be creative in a negative environment. You can't bring out your best if you're being negative all the time. And if you have a work environment that people are emotionally attached to because they love being there, because their heart is in it, because they feel good about what they're doing. What they're doing is making a dent in the universe, doing something to leave their footprint, and they believe in the company. If you can get them to fall in and get behind that, they'll work 100 times harder for you. They'll do 100 times better work for you. Just giving them that time to get that, and hire people like that. Don't hire people just trying to get a job.
Yeah.
Hire people that have that happiness, that love, that innovative, that creative, that you don't even have to be in the industry that you're in. But if you get the right people, they will figure it out. It's almost worth it to go let them figure it out and bring that energy also. I got hired in places. I get offered jobs now. Dre, just come and do this. Jay, we want you to come for work. I'm like, I'm not working for anybody. But you can hire my company and I'll come and show you guys how to create this environment. So I do it a little differently. But every time I was the person that everybody came around with. All the time. I'd always have people around my cubicle. I'd always be going and talking to everybody and just, you know what I mean? And people would have their little cliques and all that. I wasn't as good at it then as I was now because I haven't had a job since 2001. But even back then, that's who I was. I worked the hardest. I loved what I did because I was engaged. To me, it wasn't just a job. I wanted to make this company successful. I wanted to be a part of that. Now, I didn't realize it was so negative and they just were greedy and all of that kind of stuff. You learn that as you get better and older. But my attitude has never changed. Never, ever changed. It's always been about, you got to make people feel good about what they're doing with you. And it's not doing for you, doing with you. There's a big difference. I don't look at hiring people as I'm your boss. I look at it as we're a team. I need you on my team. I need teammates. I need someone I can go to battle with. I need somebody like Eric Thomas said, I need you. I'm going to score 50 points, you score 50 points, you score 50 points, and you score 50 points. Don't just count on me to do everything and then you guys do a little bit. No, we all got to bring something valuable to the table. We all have our parts and they're all equally yoked. There's not one better than the other. One don't, just because I have a little teeny finger doesn't mean my thumb is more important. I need this finger just as much as I need this one. I need this hand, even though it's my left hand, just as much as I need the right. Just because I don't use this to write doesn't mean I don't need it. They're all important moving parts to a huge system. And this earth, this world, this universe is all connected in that way. We are all one body and we're going all different directions. You know what I mean? Everybody's going all different, have all of these mindsets, and we need to come together and really realize that we're all connected and we have to work together in order to move this world and universe the way it's supposed to. And that's literally my mantra. That's what I believe. I want to shift the mindset of every person on earth. I want to tweak it so that you can be the best version of you at all times. At all times. Enemies, friends, grandmothers, all of that. Because imagine your grandmother being around me all the time. All the time. Who's going to win? You're not going to win. First off, you're double my age. I got way more energy. And I know a lot more than you because I've been learning for the last 45 years and you stopped learning 45 years ago. So I'm gonna light your ass up and I'm gonna have fun doing it and you're gonna laugh and be mad because you're laughing at yourself. How you like that? You know what I'm saying? So it's the workplace is so important, and I don't think your grandmother had that in her workplace. I don't think it was. And they didn't think that way. They didn't know you needed that in the workplace. You gotta be happy about going to work. If you're not happy about going to work, get another job. Do something else. You know what I'm saying? Do something that you love to do. Or just go get a job as a busboy or something like that. That's not too. You know what I mean? You get to talk to people and hang out until you find what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? But just doing stuff for money doesn't provide happiness. And it makes it a lot easier to try to be happy. But I've had a lot of money. And I remember being miserable. I just really want to do it the right way. It's real important. I want to make a difference in people's lives. I want to do it because I love it. And I say this a lot, that it's not about the money. It is about the money, but it's not about the money for me. The money is going to help me help more people. So the more I can help, the more money I have, the more I can help. That's, to me, I literally want to live off 10% of what I make. I want to give the rest away. I want to build, I want to fix the water, I want to fix energy, I want to fix the water in third world countries. I want people to have, everybody to have shoes, solar power. There's all kinds of things I want to do, but I can't do that without making money. You know what I mean? So I want to make the money, and then I want to go make a difference in kids' lives that aren't going that are special, that won't have the opportunities unless someone goes and helps them.
I can tell you right now, you're making a difference with anybody that's on the other side of this. And some of you guys have now heard 3 different sessions now with Dre, and we're giving this to you all for the low cost of nothing here. You fuckers ought to be paying for this, for one. For two, that's 3 different sessions where we drop completely separate knowledge each time. It wasn't like, oh, this is just a little spin-off of the last one. Each one's been completely different. And now we're delivering over the course of 10 days. We put this out there. This is going to be a double episode just because there's going to be part 1, part 2, because we're over 2 hours now of just socking that knowledge to your ass. And I can tell you that if you're taking this in, and I know that not everybody's got this crazy grandmother, but there's somebody who's got somebody in your life where if you are looking at this from the same mindset as what Dre just described, you will be able to go out there, and the challenge is to you, go out there and try to have that conversation with that negative Nancy, with that Debbie Downer. Go and do it. Go and challenge yourself. Trust me, I can't stand my grandmother half the time. Fuck, seriously. And she gave birth to my mom, and that's the person I probably love the most. But I cannot stand. But I'm going to force myself to do this, to try to be as calm as possible, to really try to go through some of the things that we talked about today, so that we can talk about it on one of these upcoming podcasts coming soon. And I'm going to let you know how it went. I'm going to let you know how it happened. I'm going to let you know how it went down. I'm going to let you know what her responses, what the matriarch's responses were. We're going to be talking about it. And I'm telling you, the way that Dre's talking about this is definitely got experience with working through these situations. I'm telling you, as an experienced manager, I told you guys the way that I deal with this. I come through it with fucking corporate bullshit. I'm coming over here like I'm in the middle of fucking McGraw Insurance over here, $250 million a year insurance company. That's not the way to handle this type of situation. When you're dealing with human capital, when you're dealing with human elements, now I think you got to handle this differently, which is where Dre's real expertise is showing through. I mean, like the sun here through the clouds. It's cutting right through and getting right to this point that if you guys have anybody, whether it's an employee, whether it's a spouse, whether it's one of your kids, whether it's a parent or grandparent, you got to have these conversations, because at some point, going down these roads for too long, there's no good that can come of them when they're negative roads, right? And furthermore, in some situations, like Dre said, we got an 80-year-old woman on our hands here. She may not have much longer to go. She might not be around for 2 more decades. I may be putting off conversations that I should be having. This next time I talk to her, I might be trying to put that conversation. I'm telling you the truth. This is the absolute truth. This 3 weeks ago, we had this conversation in our family. Where's Christmas going to be at? And she said, if it's at your house, I'm not going because it's too far. I said, then under no circumstances is it anywhere else but my house. If that means you won't be there, it will be at my house. That's where it's going to be at. That's where it's going to be. That's exactly what I said to her. That's exactly what I said to her daughter, which is my mom. And I said, I will not budge on this. And that's where we're going to have Christmas this year. And my gift will be that she won't be there. Well, at this point, I'm trying to get away from her as far as I can. But Dre put me up on some serious knowledge. I got to go out there, and I've got to go and address the situation in a calm but very forceful manner, and let her understand my point of view. Let her understand that she is supposed to be accomplishing something else, and that she's got it in her to actually accomplish it. And that not only does she have it in her, she's always had it in her. Mm-hmm. She's just been missing that boat. She's just, a long time ago when she should have focused on dancing or whatever she was into, she did this other thing. Why? Probably because of the money. I get all of that. But at some point, I think that made her miserable because she didn't follow what she really wanted to do in life. She didn't follow her dreams. She didn't follow what would make her happy. She didn't follow the muse in her life. And now she's stuck in the situation where she feels like she could never get back to it.
Right.
And that's, I think, where all of this anger and frustration is coming from. And it's manifesting in different ways, but it's all stemming from the same issue. And I'm telling you, this all just came together. We didn't have any conversations about this. I had no idea what we were even going to talk about. He starts flipping through his notes 2 minutes before we go live. And yeah, we're going to talk about optimism. All right, let's roll.
That's it. That's how I do it.
Let's just see where this lands us. And here we are. So I'm telling you guys from a point of somebody who's in this position, who sees, I'm chewing the meat and spitting out the bones, and there's not much bones here. But I'm chewing the meat out, and I'm taking this to heart on where it's actually going to benefit me in my life, in my situation, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. I appreciate you coming and not only coming in, but spitting the kind of knowledge that we're spitting, because this is stuff that, like you said, you're here to make a dent in this universe, and it's going to happen one step at a time for you. You're doing different steps in the day. Some of it's on social media. Your Instagram. What's the Instagram?
ChasDre.
ChasDre. And
ChasDre.
I saw the YouTube a bit ago. ChasDre. All one word. I see the Facebook. It's banging. ChasDre. Right? And all these different moves that ChasDre is doing. Then he's got meetings all day long with different folks, setting things up. He comes in here once a week to do a podcast here and drop some knowledge on you guys. This is stuff you guys gotta take advantage of and put it to use. If not, you guys might as well be reading 45-year-old books. Stop shut this shit off, go fuck around and do whatever you're gonna do, because if you can't learn from this, it's not the knowledge that's the problem.
Right.
The information's not the challenge. The challenge is you got to get your ass in gear and actually get out there to go and improve yourself. And it's almost 2019. If not now, when? The most egregious thing, the worst thing you could tell yourself is, I'm not going to do it today, but I will do this tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you brainwash yourself into thinking that there's some accomplishment into your future that's going to happen. It's going to happen magically. It's not going to happen. You get your ass out there and you go do it. And make something. And if it's an uncomfortable situation, but you're gonna have to get out there, push yourself to those. When do you lose weight? When I'm not eating all the bullshit donuts that I want to eat, because I'm eating vegetables and shit like that. Do I want to? No. Am I pushing myself to do it? Yes. When are you getting a good workout? When you start sweating, does that mean you're usually huffing and puffing at that time? Yes, because it's hard. You're not getting a great workout on the couch with your finger on the remote.
And in the Dorito bag. Right?
It's not happening. You got the red dye number 5 all over your fingers. And other than that, you got nothing else to show for it. This way, our way, educating yourself is gonna go, and it's gonna give you, for years to come, you're gonna have an investment. You're gonna have a savings account that you can withdraw from. Every time you get into a weird situation, you're going to have a savings account that you can withdraw from. Some people's savings account that they withdraw from is only in the form of formal education that they went through in college. That's the only bank account they've put into, so that's the only place they have to take out of. When you come to the table and you're thinking about logically these situations, how to manipulate around, how to kind of move this, move that. Okay, now this is exactly what I need to do moving forward. That's looking at it logically, kind of looking at it from all angles. Those are things that most people that have never had to move through this type of information or move through situations where they couldn't depend on a book that gave them the answer, a professor. I can't remember that because it never happened for me. All I can do is look at the information, let me try to make some good decisions. But my brain's used to doing that because that's all I've ever done. So now you give me a situation, I don't care if I've ever heard it or not, I'm gonna be able to figure it out most likely faster than the guy who only has dealt with going back to the bank where the only thing that was stored there was book knowledge and something he got from a professor. I guarantee you I'm gonna smoke that fucker out. There's no way I'm gonna drag him out into the deep waters and he's not gonna be able to swim with me. It's gonna be very evident, and I've done this in the executive world time and time and time and time, and probably to dozens of people, unfortunately. And every single time it was the exact same fucking outcome.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is no, like you said, I was just a vessel for something that was, there was energy on this side and this side, and I was only the vessel that was passing through at that time. That was all I was, but I still was able to catch what was going on a lot faster than them, because I wasn't sitting there thinking, what the fuck did I learn that one time? Right before I went to sleep during this fucker's dissertation, what was he saying? Fuck, I can't remember that.
Right,
Gee,
right.
I wonder why not.
Right.
So, again, thank you. This has been enlightening. I know we're probably not going to hit this off next week. We have Christmas. Merry Christmas to you guys. Christmas is like literally Tuesday. Tuesday's Christmas, man.
So the 26th, so you want to come back 2 weeks?
I want to come back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, because this is going to be a double shot. I'm going to release this next week.
Let's do this. Okay.
I'm going to release part 1 this week. I'm going to release part 2 next week.
Okay.
And then we're going to see you guys in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
All right? Yeah.
Yeah. First of the year, huh?
First of the year.
Or the second?
Be something like that. I think it'll be the second.
January
Yeah. We're going to be back January 2nd. We're going to be... that's exactly right. We're going to be hollering. We're going to be giving out more knowledge, 2019 knowledge.
2019, get ready for it.
You guys got to do it.
Good one.
You guys got to do it now.
Second, starting it off. Woo-hoo-hoo, we going to start off 2019 with a bang, baby.
There it is.
Woo, hell yeah.
There it is, man. There he is. ChasDre, what's how they going to find you?
ChasDre on Instagram, ChasDre on Facebook, ChasDre on YouTube. Everything is ChasDre, ChasDre. If you want to book an appointment with me, you can go to my Instagram and book an appointment. I come to businesses and I help sales teams. I help entire establishments change their mindset, tweak the mindsets, and get to where they need to be. So anytime I can help, hit me up. I'm easy to find. I'm all over the internet, so it's not hard to find me.
I love it.
Definitely.
I love it. And this is Mike Ramos from Your Car Dealer Bond. You guys know it's Your Car Dealer Bond across Facebook, across Instagram, Twitter, you name it. Pinterest, shit, they're all there. YouTube. And thank you for listening to the Your Car Dealer podcast. We're going to get back into it again. We're going to be bringing you a lot more mindset of a champion. We're going to be bringing you a mindset for growth. And we're really going to be really laying down some serious information that you guys can take, optimize your lives, optimize your businesses, and optimize your professional career. There's 3 different things. You personally, your business, you as a professional, right? There's 3 different pieces, and we're going to keep feeding you content to help improve every area of those pieces. So again, thank you guys for joining. You guys take care and have a good rest of the year.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys in 2019.
Peace.